welcome back to our 95 M-Edition Restomod Project. In this installment, we have some updates for that project, and we'll also be giving you guys a sneak peek into the other projects that we have ready to go in the pipeline. First thing we've done here, part of the reason why we've taken a little break from working on this car, is we set up a whole area dedicated to working on our project cars. That way it doesn't interfere with the regular work areas on our day-to-day operations. We have our own lift. It's dedicated especially for this, our own toolbox, everything ready to go for working on these cars. All right. As you can see, the first project we have a little update on is the 95 M-Edition. We're basically working on the drivetrain. We're going to be working on the wheels, the interior, all that kind of stuff, and we're also accumulating more of the parts that we needed, but the car itself is still sitting here. It's very difficult to find a good body shop nowadays, and when you do find a good body shop, unfortunately they're busy a lot of the time. So rather than going around and finding another solution, we're just waiting basically on their schedule so we can get this car in there, get it painted, and get it finished. Alright, so next up in the pipeline of project cars, this is 2017 Miata RF Club. This car, as you can see, got hit hard in the front right over here. So this will be a rebuild project for us, a collision rebuild project. We'll be doing most of the dismantling and putting back the car back together, but of course for the things like welding on the new core support, the new frame rail, and the paint, we'll be going to a professional for that. So if we take a little look around the car right here, as you can see, it took a hit right there, but the rest of the car is structurally fine, so that's something that we're fine with fixing. And one of the reasons why we wanted to do this one specifically, this one is one of those BBS Brembo package cars. The calipers are a little bit dirty, but they clean up perfectly fine right there. Of course, we got the RF top. Everything fully works on there. The interior, I don't know if you can see it, in very good condition. Car's only got about 8,000 something miles on it, of course, so it's pretty much brand new. Back here, it was untouched, so we don't have to worry about anything back here. It's just a little bit dirty, some pollen there, but otherwise, yeah, very exciting project for us. Can't wait to get this car finished on the road and put some miles on it. All right, so the next one in the pipeline, guess what? It's not a Miata. We do like other cars that are not Miatas around here. It just always seems like we're working on them. But these Toyota MR2 Spyders, we love these cars. This particular car is an SMT. If you're familiar with these, they're the sequential manual transmissions. They have a lot of problems. They're very hard to diagnose, very expensive to fix. This particular one is a 6-speed, a 2003. It goes forward perfectly fine, but it has a hard time getting into reverse. Rather than spending a lot of time and money trying to diagnose and fix this, we'll be doing a manual swap. So instead of just doing a 6-speed manual swap on this car, we also decided to take it a little bit further and do a 2ZZ engine swap in it. The engine is actually in very good condition. It works perfectly fine. It's one of the cleanest ones we've seen in these generation MR2s. But while we're in here, we might as well make it fun. Basically, we're trying to get to about 80% of the fun of a Lotus Elise for about 20% of the price with this 2ZZ 6-speed swap. Alright, so in case you were wondering where the MR2 engine is going to come from, this is a 2002 Celica GTS. These came with the 2ZZ engine, the one that has 180 horsepower. If we use a 2000 ECU, it'll run up to about 8,200 RPM. That's the kind of fun we're looking for to add into the MR2 Spider. This particular one is a low mileage one right here. So we'll have our full engine there. We'll actually get the electronics and the ECU off of a different car so we can have that higher red line we talked about. So in case you see some parts for a Celica on our website, now you know the motivation behind it. We just wanted an engine. Alright, so last but certainly not least is this 1997 Porsche Boxster. Definitely our most ambitious build so far. Usually our other builds involve engines from the same make and manufacturer. In this case, not so much. We're actually putting in something different in this one. If you're familiar with it, if not, I'll link it in the bio. We're going to be participating in the Grassroots Motorsports 2019 challenge. Basically gives you a budget of around $2,000 to build a car to compete in drag, autocross, and concourse. We bought this car for $1,000 with a bad engine. We definitely cannot buy another Porsche engine to get this thing running for under that budget, so we had to get a little creative and get a different make of car engine so that we can put that in here. Little hint, it'll be making some turbo noises when it's done and slightly more power. So back to what we came here for, the mechanicals on the 95 M-Edition. And I know you see this one in the background over here. This is just here for space purposes, unrelated to the 95M. This is the donor car for our RF. As you can see, we like to buy the cars whole. So that way we not only get all the sheet metal, the lights, everything we need on here, the frame rails, every single little bracket, every single little sensor, everything that's broken on that car, we'll be able to get it off of that. Now back to here. So we've been doing a lot of work on here. It doesn't really look like it because it's all OEM looking. We still have some cleaning up to do, so don't worry about that. But we have our fuel system installed. We have our 99 fuel rail for our 99 injectors, our 94 to 97 fuel pressure regulator. We have our fuel lines going right here, so this will be the only line that looks out of place basically in the car, which won't look too out of place to be honest. And we've adapted our NA cam sensor on there, NA coil pack, our fuel injector harness. We've installed a new slave cylinder. All these things that are going to take time to install once the engine's in the car, we've gone ahead and installed them already. So moving on to the front of the engine over here, we've installed our NA alternator, some brand new belts. We're going to be using the NB power steering pump. So as you can see, we have a whole collection of different parts that we're going to be using, a combination of the old and the new to make it all work cohesively. And definitely can't wait to get the car back from paint so we can get this all together. We finally figured out a solution for the suspension because we can't use the NB shocks and springs because it would raise the car too much. It would just look a little funky. So we finally have that. On our next installment, we'll be showing those and also a little bit of an unorthodox way of polishing the BBS wheels on here. So stay tuned if you want to see more about this 95 M-Edition, the 2017 Miata, the Boxster with the mystery engine in it, the MR2 with the 2ZZ engine in there. Please subscribe. We'll be putting out more content more regularly now. So thank you very much for watching.